ASAP Academy and Education. Oopsies, just messed up the name. ASAP Education and Gaming Academy. My mistake. And we're gonna be covering. So today in this lesson, we're gonna be covering data types. And this will be a short lesson because actually it's gonna be a short lesson. And so data types are, as you saw in the first tutorial, we learned the print function, correct? So these are called strings, as I introduced us. So let me just make a comment there. So strings, those are one data type. And they are going to be our first data type. So a string is basically any text within quotes. And it can be anything. So like we can create a variable called name, and it can have anything like Jeff, Dion, whatever you want. So let's just make it Dion. And it can be, we can just print out the variable name. And I forgot to do that in the last tutorial. I'm sorry about that, but let's just comment. Oops. Let's comment this out for now. And then it prints out my name. So yeah, those are strings, and you can just literally enter any number. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would print out 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get the basic idea. The next data type is an integer. And in integer, if you know what an integer are, it's any whole number, negative or positive, whole number, negative or positive. And the same rule applies for Python integers. And what you would do is, let's just think of something like age. An age can be, an age is a whole number, so let's say 20. We print out age, and then we get 20. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 20. There is one thing I want to show you. In integers, there are operators, which we will go over. But for this one, I'm just going to show you the addition operator, and it's just a plus sign, nothing special. So let's say I wanted to do print name. Actually, let's do this. Let's create another variable called result, and we want to add age and name because they are both numbers. So we do age plus name. So then we do print result. Results. And let's save this and run. So it says we got an error. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 20 printed out, but it says our result is equal to age plus name. That's the error. Always look at the line number and what file it's in. So unsupported operand types for plus, int, and string. So what this error is basically saying, and I did this on purpose, it's saying that strings and integers cannot be combined. Python doesn't know how to. So what we can do is, since this is a string, we want to make it an integer, and it says str, which is short for string. We can do this. We can do int, and then close it off there. So let's save it and run it. So there we go. So 20 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1,234 is 1,254. So what I basically did is tell Python that, hey, I want age to stay how it is, plus make name into an integer because it is a string. And that will print out with no error. So hopefully you guys understood that. So the next data type that we will be talking about is a Boolean. And let's do floats. Floats are close to integers. So let's just say that a float is any decimal number because of the floating decimal point. Number, and then let's do floating decimal point. Floating decimal point. So, yeah, it is a decimal number. So what you would want to do is let's just think of a thing with a decimal number. So something like GPA, which is grade per average. I don't know exactly what it's called, but we can do like 3.9, and we can print out GPA. Let's save this and run it. So let me just clear it, and let's run it again. So we get 3.9, and let's try this. Let's create another variable, result, and result is actually it can be used many times, so there's no need to change the variable name. And let's do GPA and plus age. So let's run it and see what happens. Nothing happened because I forgot to print result. Now let's run it, and let's see. We get 23.9, which is what we expected. So earlier you saw we couldn't combine age and name because they were different data types. But since both of these are numbers, I guess you can combine them. The last data type is called a Boolean, and it is a true or false value. True or false value. And I'm going to put it out to you guys that, let's just try this. Is, and let's say, let's make a condition called is smart. And actually, let's do is male. Or is female, whatever you want. And do you think it will be a true with a lowercase t or an uppercase t? And same thing goes for false. If you guessed with an uppercase t, that's correct. If you do something like false, it changes it automatically, but let's say false. Then I'm going to print is male. We are going to get an error, and it's going to say false is not defined. False is not defined right there. And we also got a little error message right there. Those red squiggly lines. So let's just make this true because I am a male. And let's save it and run it. So we get true printed out. So yeah, those are data types, and I hope you guys like this tutorial and like the series in general. Please leave a like and subscribe for updates. See you in the next tutorial.